Hey, Mr. Hunt, I was told that that's your name, though I do have to admit to being a little hard of hearing. I write to you in my capacity as chairman of the Little Twittering Old Conservatives. Until recently we were known as the Little Twittering Young Conservatives. But due to circumstances beyond our control, that being the passage of time, we were reluctantly compelled to consider a rebrand. The need for a rebrand became apparent when Julian, our youngest member, shuffled off the mortal coil at the age of 79. Julian was at one time the prospective parliamentary candidate for the constituency of Greater Buggering. He put himself forward as a Tory in the hope of becoming involved in some sleazy sex scandal. Had he been looking for some sleazy financial scandal, then he would have put himself forward as Labour. To be fair, it was quite difficult to determine Julian's age. He did his best to keep up with the latest fashion trends, which is no mean feat when you're wearing an incontinence aid, and he would always say that he felt like an 18-year-old. That particular propensity had landed him in front of me on the bench on more than one occasion. Yes, we did try to bring new blood in to the organisation, but we realised that the majority of young people lived on the council estate. Not our sort of people. Not one of them could burn a £20 note in front of a beggar. So the rebrand was the only option. But then I digress, and so to business. I write to you to congratulate you on your attack on benefits and benefit fraud. We should never pay people to sit on their backsides to do nothing, members of Parliament excepted. However, I feel it necessary to strike a note of caution. We are concerned that, driven by your newfound enthusiasm, you may inadvertently stray into areas which are, quite frankly, none of your bloody business. I speak, of course, of taxes, and we're not talking of Uber. There are those, generally members of the Great and Washed, who are unable to distinguish between benefit fraud and tax avoidance. So let me explain. Benefit fraud is a crime of the poor, whilst tax avoidance is a duty of the rich. These people constantly whine about the difficulties faced by the poor, but have little or no regard to the problems experienced by those of us who are better off, or shall we say comfortable. Money creates its own problems. For example, look at the cost of heating stables. Now, you may say that heating the stables is an extravagance, but it's actually a necessity. I have to provide accommodation for the stable boys, and they sleep with the horses, and if one of them was to be found dead overnight, then health and safety would be down on me like a ton of bricks. I am, sir, yours sincerely, Lieutenant Colonel Sir Roger de Stableboys, Royal Artillery, retired.